Hi everybody, welcome to Lifestyles of the Interesting and Infamous. I'm JoleneMaria, and this is Alvin Colon. He's an amazing artist that you guys are going to be totally blown away by. What do you specialize in for art?
I specialize in, right now I currently do a lot of airbrush work. It's become pretty popular. It's been popular for years and years, but been getting hired to do a lot of murals that consist of airbrush. And I don't only work on canvas, I also do work on cars, motorcycles, I do clothes, you name it.
What's some of your favorite art to make?
I love to do portraits.
Yeah.
As you can see, this is pretty much my niche, and that's what I'm constantly doing. Most of my murals consist of portraits and just projects such as this.
Do these have like significant meaning to you for each one? Why you pick each one?
Well, this one that you're right in front of is actually Hector Lavoe, and Hector Lavoe, he passed away back in '89, if I'm not mistaken. He's a legendary salsa singer from Puerto Rico, and yeah, he has a lot to do with me being Puerto Rican and enjoying the salsa music. So
your heritage in general.
Definitely.
Why don't you explain all of them? Like why
okay, this is Ray Charles. I love this Ray Charles picture. I saw it once in a magazine, and I just love the reflection in the glasses. So I wanted to express that, on the canvas, other than just seeing it on a magazine. So pretty much, I did it for myself, not really to sell as a piece, but a lot of people were interested in it. This is Celia Cruz. She's a Cuban salsa singer as well. And that's James Brown on the top. I started that canvas off by doing graffiti. I wanted just to do a graffiti piece on a canvas. And then I took a break from it, came back, and I said I had the feeling. So I wanted to do James Brown. I got the feeling. The one to your left is Elvis Presley.
Good guy.
Elvis was an interesting portrait to create, because when I started doing my research and just looking at different photos of Elvis, this is the young Elvis, as you can see. One thing I noticed about him, he has a very, he's a very distinguished person, and his expressions, like his lips, everything, he looks, he looks more than just one heritage. Like, I want to say he looks Latin. A lot of people say he looks Latin to me, to them, and I don't know. I just wanted to express something different about Elvis, other than his natural. He's always expressed with his rock and roll look, with his hair up top. I wanted folks to focus more on his face.
That's why you cut out his hair.
Yeah, exactly. And, this is Monk, Thelonious Monk, playing the piano.
So it's a lot of music that
a lot of music
moves you.
Definitely, I cannot create without them.
So, what about like because you started all in graffiti, right, when you were younger? So you were young, like tapped into it, and you were always doing like spray paint, right? That's pretty much where you started.
Yeah. I started off by doing graffiti. My tag name was Acoma. I still go by Acoma. I added the A after years. I just wanted to add my real name, Alvin Colon. So AC is Alvin Colon, and then OMA is from the original Coma tag name. And
you're part like of a group, right?
definitely, yeah. My group back then, we started off in about '93, '94. We were called the Young Graffiti Masters. We attended the Martin Luther King Middle School. There was about a dozen of us, and you name it, we were graffiti vandals. We were out there tagging up the streets and getting up on the walls wherever we found surface, wherever we could get fame off of tagging on the wall. We would do it, and
it's kind of like the rush of like almost getting caught, like you're like,
kids love this. We got to express ourselves and get that rush. It was good. But I wanted to tell you how we started, actually. The Young Graffiti Masters started off as an illegal graffiti crew. And then probably a year later, our art teacher. Her name was Janie, Miss Janie, and she was our art teacher in the 7th grade. She organized this graffiti competition on her blackboard. And she said that the winner, their class would win a pizza party. So she organized this big thing, all the kids were chanting about it. Oh, you know, we're gonna stay after school, do this graffiti competition, I'm gonna beat you, our class is gonna get a pizza party. So it went on like that. So we stood after school, we did the drawings on the chalkboard. She had all different colored chalks for us. And we did our thing.
Just teasing you, just giving you that like
Definitely.
taste.
So we did it. You know, it was a little lame because we were doing graffiti with chalk, but you know, we had fun doing it. The next week we come into school and each of us get pulled out of class one by one. So we find ourselves in the principal's office just hanging out now. Everyone's wondering what's going on, you know. So here comes the principal with Miss Janie, and she's like, I bet you kids are wondering why you're here right now. And we were all like, in my mind I'm like, did someone snitch on me? You know, what's going on? So she's like, yeah, I pretty much set you guys up. You know, I matched all your names on the chalkboard with all the names that are vandalized all around the school. So she got us, you know, sneaky woman.
Plus you were young, you had no idea. Like, whatever, this is awesome, I'm getting pizza.
Definitely. But from there on, you know, she didn't just punish us for it. She taught us how to apply our art in a positive way. So she told us, you know, clean up the school. You know, we all got there, scrubs and brushes, and scrubbed up the school. Got as much vandalism out as we could. And then she had us do these big backdrops in the school, about 4 panels. And we all had to come up with positive words that go up on the boards. Positive words like knowledge is peace, love.
So you did that, but you did it in graffiti? You got to
Yeah, graffiti.
do like your favorite kind of?
Exactly, but we couldn't do our tag names now.
Right.
We had to do something more positive. You know, so she was just teaching us how to do that. And from there on, I would say a month later or so, we got a visit from Mass College of Art, this woman named Kay Ransdell. She was a good friend of Miss Janie. Miss Janie used to work with her at Mass Art. They got together and Kay's looking around the school and she sees the art and she's like, hey, Miss Janie, you know, who did you hire to do these panels? She's like, oh, no one, those are my 7th graders. So the lady was so impressed that she was like, you know what, we need to organize a show at Mass Art. So in 1994, we had our first art show at Mass College of Art.
How'd that feel?
It felt great.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it was a wake-up call. It was like, you know what? Put it down. Put down those cans and, you know, bring up the canvases, do it the right way, you know. So it went on from there and, you know, that's how it was for me. That's what keeps me doing this.
So do you still work with spray paint?
Yeah.
Are any of those kids, like the kids that were in 7th grade with you, are any of them doing anything with art? Or
Yeah,
they
there's
step away, or?
you know, a lot of the kids separated, you know, moved on to other things. Thank God, you know, everyone's in a positive field right now and everyone's healthy.
That's good, because it can be kind of like, I've noticed that a lot of people that are in that kind of world tend to like be very negative, which stinks because they're so creative and they're so influential, like beautiful things. I love seeing graffiti on the side of the road, you know what I mean? Like, especially the good ones, but you know there's like that hidden underground world with them that
Definitely.
runs with it.
Involves, you know, you name it, drugs, everything like that.
It's a very negative side of it, you know, but there's such a good positive side, which is like the fact that she pulled that out of you is amazing.
Yeah,
I'm sure you thank her every day for that.
definitely.
So where do you want to go with it now? I mean, was it scary starting your own art business? Because like,
Oh yeah, it's a big step, you know. And, you know, you can't really make that much money off of art. You know, you have to be very persistent. You gotta be focused. You know, you can't just pick up a canvas and say, okay, I'm gonna draw this. You know, you can't do that. You gotta do your research and you gotta know what people want today. Unfortunately, that's the way it is.
I think it stinks like that there are so many great artists that kind of like go unknown because people are just discovering like the regulars, like, oh, Vincent Van Gogh, but it's like, aren't you gonna look deeper and see the people that you know that are like, have that talent? It's like music, you know, everybody kind of like looks over the local scene when that's where the best stuff is. If you look, you know, dig it up and find it.
Yeah.
So do you think that, have you done work for other people? Like people have hired you, right, to do work for them?
I'm actually, my biggest project today is actually for the Boston Police Academy.
Which is ironic.
Yeah.
It's very ironic.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, they've been a very big supporter to us when we became a program, the Young Graffiti Masters. They actually took us under their umbrella and taught us how to get out there and be strong and be some strong young men with our art and staying out of trouble.
Did anybody like tell you were like selling out or anything from it because you were going to a totally different side of it, like?
Well, it's funny that you bring that up because when I did the project for the police academy, there was actually some bad comments online that oh, you never did graffiti, you work for the cops, this and that. And there's bad feedback and everything, but most of it is just people that probably wanted to be in my place, and unfortunately, it was harder for them to get there. And, I try to take everyone under my wing as I can. This isn't just, you're in my gallery right now, but I feature other artists as well. It's not all about one person.
What are some of your other favorite artists in the local area?
The local area, well, there's San Martin Figueroa. He's a really good artist. He's actually one of my best friends, if not my best friend.
What does he specialize in? Like what kind of art?
He does a lot of acrylic work, and he's also a graffiti artist too. So he does abstract work. He does portraits as well. He's really good,
Who are some of your like biggest supporters of you and like you as a whole, as a person, as an artist?
Me as an artist, I'm finding today some of my biggest supporters will be the police department, be my friends, family. Family and friends first, actually, then the police department.
It's still good to have the police department on your side.
Yeah, they got my back. So, and right now, I work a lot with music, so I support musicians, local musicians, and my fans of my art, support them, and I get their fans to support me as well. So I would say that that's probably some of my biggest
circuit.
Yeah, that's my circuit and the biggest supporters right now.
Cool. So you think that this is like the best thing you've ever done, right? It's to like actually be able to pursue the one thing that you love so much.
Love it. I love it so much.
Because you can see it in all of your art. You can see like the passion. There's a desire to like create something that people are gonna want to love. You know what I mean? Because it definitely moves people. When was like the very first time you saw somebody like moved by one of your paintings? Like, did you see anybody like react to it?
Yeah, I've gotten so many reactions. I can't remember, the first time though.
Well, what are some of the best times?
So some of the best time, I think the children are the biggest impact. Me, because what I do in the summertime is I actually rent space, and before I got the gallery, I used to rent spaces in clothing stores and just do airbrushing for like the festivals, different carnivals and stuff. And the kids would come in and say, "Oh, you do a T-shirt?" I would charge about $25 for a T-shirt. Kids would come in with $5. I say, "Here, I'll do something for them." And their eyes, they open up and they're like, "Oh my God, thank you so much," and then they run out. And I think you get the best feedback from children.
Because they're brutally honest.
Yeah, the kids appreciate it the most.
So what's one of like the most time-consuming ones that you've ever done?
Pieces?
Yeah.
In here?
Yeah.
I'll say that one back there. Thelonious Monk.
It's extremely detailed.
Took me about maybe 4 to 5 months to create.
So what's like your biggest inspiration besides music?
Breakdancing.
Did you ever break dance?
Yeah.
You still like, is that another kind of like lifestyle? Is it different from like the art lifestyle?
It all has to do with, it's all in the hip hop movement. It's one of the elements. But, sometimes I take a break from the paintbrush, from the airbrush, from the spray paint, and I just put on the music and I dance to inspire me,
So you're always having fun, enjoying life?
Always. I move all this stuff around and I just start breakdancing around.
Just alone in your house, just breakdancing.
Yeah. I'm not the best, but I do it for myself.
Who cares? You gotta do stuff for yourself.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it makes everybody else happy, as long as it makes you happy, right?
Yeah.
So, is there anything about you that people definitely wouldn't know about you, like by looking at you, or like is one of those things that you want to tell people about that you're not really letting people know every day?
I think people pretty much know about me.
You're an open book.
Yeah, I'm an open book.
Yeah.
I don't hide.
The fact that you are Puerto Rican and you're very close to your heritage, and that means a lot to you, because I know that a lot of your paintings have a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or
That's one of the. Okay, that's a really good point that you bring up. One thing that I would always love to express in my art, that I'm trying to get to that point now, where if I could step aside from doing paintings that that everyone would that the demand wants, if I could step aside from that and just create things for myself and just to express my heritage, I would create a lot of paintings that consist of like the Taino Indians and the whole slavery movement.
down in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
So what is
And
the
the
history
Caribbean,
behind that?
the
What
whole
happened?
Caribbean.
Are you talking like the United States slavery, or like
No,
just down
the
there?
Caribbean slavery.
What was going on?
Well, the whole Spanish movement, discovering the Caribbean, Hispaniola, the whole invasion, and it's just something I want to express because a lot of people don't really talk about it.
Well, they're kind of absorbed with the whole American culture and the American wars and everything. They're
Yeah.
worried about terrorists now. They don't really think about history anymore. And this wasn't even that long ago, right? It was
Yeah.
only in like the 50s and 60s, right?
No,
For them, or
no, this is a long time.
oh, like long time ago.
Yes.
I thought there was something like going on with them, like some kind of war. I don't know. Is there anything going on down there? Are they like
Down there right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's okay. The last thing that happened in Puerto Rico was the whole bombing in Vieques.
Mhm.
The United States was using it as a bombing site, testing missiles on the whole island. But that's over with now.
So have you been to like San Juan and stuff, or like
Oh,
where
yeah.
what part are you from?
I'm from Guayama.
Nah,
My
how far away
family's
is that?
from Guayama and Arroyo. Guayama's about 2 hours from San Juan.
Mhm.
About an hour and a half, something like that.
So do you still have like family there and everything?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's going to give you a whole different experience to work from, because not everybody gets to see that. What's the world like down there?
The work?
The world, like, what's it like? to
Oh,
live
the
in,
world
like,
is-
culture?
The living is cheaper because you don't really need much out there to have fun. Everything's open, everything's outdoor. You don't need to really pay to get into a club. You can enjoy your outdoor activities. So it's cheaper. The food, I would say most of the island have had their own crops in their backyard. A lot of them are farmers.
So like their garden, their backyard,
Yeah.
cook from it?
Just they save a lot of money that way. It's pretty much, it's very similar to the United States. It is the United States. It's not that much different.
So where do you want to go with your art? What's like one thing that you definitely want to get done, like accomplish? What's a goal for you, for yourself?
I just want to get myself to a point that I can just create and not have to have a day job.
Everybody wants that. Day jobs are lame.
'Cause I still have a day job. It's not just this art, I wish.
One day you'll get there. You're creating so many beautiful things and making people very happy with them, Especially working with cops. That's just ironic. When it starts out, you're working as a graffiti artist being underground and then becoming, like, would you ever thought that you would be working with policemen, like when you were 14, tagging
Definitely
everything?
not.
Like, I'm getting away with it. No, he's really getting away with it.
I was such a bad kid, and I didn't even like the cops when I was a kid.
But really?
I didn't understand why, it was just an ignorant thing that kids do.
I think a lot of people have that opinion. They see a cop and they're like, run the other way,
Yeah.
But really, kind of want them close just in case anything happens. You'd be like,
Uh,
They're the ones who can use their firearms. I mean, I like that protection.
yeah.
So, have you traveled anywhere to go see like more art shows or like be in an art show or anything?
I haven't traveled that much this year, but last year I took a few trips. I went to California, San Diego. There's a lot of art out there. Santa Cruz.
Yeah, they have like all those street things. You can
Yeah.
buy a piece of land and just sell stuff on the side of the road. It's pretty cool. The beaches in Venice. It's a beautiful
Really
world
nice
out there.
out
So, have you been traveling lately, or are you staying around the area?
I've been staying around, yeah.
So, do you think that it's a strong culture here, like Boston culture with art, or do you think it's kind of like separated? Do you think it needs to be
No,
more?
Boston has a lot of art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driving downtown, like I went through Dorchester, and there's tons of art. There's art everywhere. And I think that more cities should have that, you know, like those pieces that, you know, people are doing on the side of buildings that are gorgeous, and they add a little bit of like culture to where you are.
Definitely. Jamaica Plain is filled with murals. There's so many artists in Jamaica Plain. There's maybe about 20-something art galleries in just one street alone.
Yeah, and it's like hidden. People don't really know about
Yeah.
them, you know. Are there any like festivals that people should check out every year, like an annual festival or anything?
I'm not really in touch with the whole festival movement right now. So
There was I forget where it was. Oh, the first Friday in Las Vegas. There's a big, huge art festival. You should check it out. It's the first Friday every single month. It's called First Friday. So like, if you're ever in that area, I would definitely check it out. I don't remember where it was though, but it's definitely in Las Vegas. It's a huge city.
nice.
Yeah. But what was the most expensive piece that you sold so far?
Most expensive piece. I would say I sold a Biggie Smalls Notorious B.I.G.
I really
painting
loved him. I do
for
too.
about $1,500.
Yeah. Well, is it hard, like putting a price on your art?
Yeah, it is, because you don't want to discourage anyone. You don't want, you know, to put a huge price on a piece and for someone to be like, oh, why, you know, why so much, you know, and then not want to even deal with you.
But that's the thing, once you get like a hand-painted piece of work, it's like, I feel like it has more feeling than if somebody goes to a frame store and buys like a printed piece that you'll find anywhere. If you get a one-of-a-kind, that's a big deal. It's a big deal. Like, I really, really appreciate my backdrop. It's gonna look awesome. Because like, it's hand-painted. It's something that somebody put lots of love into and effort. And like, I think people need to find people that they can get that from and really appreciate it and pay for it because it's worth it. You know what I mean? It's totally worth it. You're having your artistic touch. Does it bother you that like it's so hard to like put a price on that stuff? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it does bother.
Kind of like gets you down and like, oh, how much you charging for this? And you're like, oh, I don't want to tell you. I don't know, because money, it's like one of those
It's
things.
like they put you on the spot.
Yeah, like you need it, but you don't want it, and then you have it, and you're like, oh, it's like holding the devil's paper.
I mean, even the painting I sold for $1,500, you know, I would want more for it. You know?
Because you're putting so much time into it, love, you know. Have you ever had to separate with a piece that like you really, really cared about and you knew, but can't like,
Oh yeah.
it's hard to give it
all
up?
the time. Every time I create a piece, I want to keep it. All these guys sitting behind us right now, I want to keep them all. But I know someday somebody's gonna, want to purchase one, so I'll give it up.
I guess it's all about how much it means to you, huh?
Yeah.
It's a tough thing about art, huh?
It's pretty tough.
So what are you working on next? What do you want to like, do you want to like do any kinds of crazy big pieces or small pieces, or what are you going to work on?
Yeah, I think I want to work big. I work big when I'm doing my murals, but I want to do big paintings that folks can take home. So I have some new surprises coming to show you.
That's exciting. I hope I get to see them so I can show everybody. Do you prefer obviously to work in airbrush? What else do you like to do? Is there any other kind of art
I
that's
work
like,
in all.
different?
I work in all mediums. Sometimes I'll take a whole airbrush piece and I'll just slap some acrylics on it. So,
Just for the sake of having something different?
Yeah, just to make it more 3D dimensional. You know.
So you went to mass art, right?
Yeah.
What's one of the most important lessons you learned there that you probably wouldn't have learned anywhere else? Like if you didn't go to school, that you got from it?
I say color and light. Learning how to mix color and learning how to work with the lighting.
So
Making
shading
things,
and making it pop.
Learning where the shadow is cast and where to highlight things. That's really important if you want to do portraits.
Did you find it hard getting into portraits, or was it just kind of like one of those things that was really natural for you?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, I think it was pretty natural for me. You know, obviously the first piece isn't going to be that great, but after that first piece, you know, I kept going.
But didn't you find it amazing? Like, do you ever like sit back and be like, wow, I can't believe I did that. Like, that's my.
Oh yeah, I do that.
Sit back and.
I sit back and I take a look at my pieces, definitely.
So who else? What kind of artists definitely like influence you a little bit, especially when it comes to like making art? Is it like your close friends, or are there any like popular ones that people would know about?
Well, you know, the big time, you know, like Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci. I definitely am inspired by their works.
Wouldn't it be incredible if they were able to use like spray paint and like airbrush? Like, imagine what they would come up with.
Oh, definitely.
You'd be like, oh my god. Instead of like bristles that they're making themselves and making paintbrushes, and they're like, you know.
If there was graffiti back in Leonardo's day,
Mm-hmm.
he would have been a graffiti artist.
You think so? So do you think? So would you label yourself as like a street artist, or do you even label yourself as anything, or?
I don't label myself as anything. I give everyone the benefit of the doubt to call me what they want.
Like you don't care, you're just gonna do it anyway?
I'm just me.
Mm-hmm. That's all you can really ask for.
Whatever you see it as, it's your own opinion.
Mm-hmm. So, what about your other family members? Are they artistic, or is it just kind of like fell into your hands?
My father, which, you know, my father didn't raise me at all, but he was an artist. And it's funny how I became an artist as well. He just did like a lot of color, like chalk portraits and stuff. And I saw some of his work when I was a kid. And that's pretty much why I like to do portraits. I wanted to get closer to my dad.
Without actually being close to him.
Yeah, so, you know, I loved his work, and I wanted to do something that he did. So.
Does that make you feel like maybe being artistic and having that ability, it has something to do with your genes as opposed to like something that's learned?
I don't know. I
If you
sometimes
don't
think it is
care.
the genes, though.
Like if you don't have it in you, you just don't have it. You can't really create it if it's not there.
Yeah, I think it's in the genes.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of artists, they have, you know, either their mother or the dad or great grandmother or someone in the family was an artist.
Do you ever see? Have you ever like taught anybody? Have you ever been like an apprentice in it? Like had an apprentice or?
Yeah, not official apprentices, but I had many people around me growing up, and even these days they're getting inspired by my art, and I teach them a couple of tricks here and then, and, you know, they take it as far as they can.
So, do you have any like adventures that you want to go on to that you're like, I'm definitely going to do this one day. I'm going to be here and show them this. You know what I mean? Do you have any of those, or is it just
What do
kind
you
of
mean,
like going
like big
for
art shows?
Yeah, or like any kind of events that you want to be a part of, or any kind of charities that you want to know about, like be associated with?
I would love to get more involved with the city, and I want to give away my art for free to the city, just for the community. You know, I kind of like, you know, when they do the electrical boxes.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do some electrical boxes.
Somebody saw a transformer, painted as a transformer, which I think is funny.
I was actually thinking about setting up in front of one of those electrical boxes without permission and just painting away.
Well, I mean, you are friends with the police.
Would I get in trouble for it?
Probably,
You know?
yeah.
I'm not tagging my name on it.
I
I'll draw something nice on it.
One time I was really stupid. I just wrote my name all over something. Like I was at the mall and I wrote my name everywhere. And then they were looking for me like, do you know where Jolene is? And I'm like, what? So I couldn't go there for like a year and a half. It's bad. That was retarded. Like,
Yeah,
here, I have my
everybody
social
does.
security number. Oh, retarded.
Everybody has a little graffiti in them.
Yeah.
Even the camera guy, did you see what he did earlier? He tagged up my bathroom,
No.
put his signature in the bathroom door.
Mm-mm.
Just kidding.
So, does graffiti ever come in? Do you ever like go around looking at the graffiti that people are putting up these days? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the underground scene still? Is it still flowing in your veins, or should you get rid of it completely?
I don't go out there and, you know, put myself at risk to get in trouble and, you know, risk all of this.
No, but I mean like looking at theirs.
But
like,
yeah, I keep track, you know, definitely keep track. There's a lot of young kids coming up now, and
Have you seen it like change and progress and like new names come out and like the changeover?
There's the interesting thing with the graffiti movement today is that there's a lot more the technology is better.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot, you know, the nozzles are different now, the different fittings that you can put on the can. The cans are different.
Mm-hmm.
The cans the paint is a lot much richer.
Mm-hmm.
So the skill today is a lot easier it's a lot easier to create a piece of graffiti art on a wall with the technology that we have today.
As
than
opposed to
there
just
was
using
back
the
then.
old cans that just kind of like spit it out and couldn't really
Yeah.
get like a fine line because you didn't know what it was going to do.
Yeah,
It's kind of
the old
ridiculous.
Krylon cans.
Mhm.
But
Do you have like a certain color that you like? I see a lot of green and red. Do you pick that on purpose, or is it just kind of like?
this year has been a lot of green and red for me.
So do you?
It's power and money. That's
Yeah.
I'm trying to get power
Mix
and
those
money.
together. It's kind of like sending out a message. Power and money. That's all it's all about.
Maybe.
Power is money. Money is power.
Right.
It's a sad thing, but it's true.
It could probably be the plants. I work with plants.
That's true. You do. Do you like nature a lot?
I love nature.
So you get a lot of that too.
Mhm.
Put it in there. Awesome. What's one of your personal favorite pieces that you've done? Like, is he the one, or which one's he?
Personal favorite?
Yeah.
The Taino.
Oh, the Indian.
Yeah.
Don't
And I actually
know
like
what
this
that is.
Hector level better. This one's
This one?
with spray paint. This one,
Interesting.
yeah.
So
You can't see it now, but you'll see it later.
we'll put it in there. You'll see it. Let's see. Do you have any questions for me?
How long have you been doing this for?
I just started this year, but I've been talking since I was like -1. I just came out of the womb speaking. My mom was like, shut the fuck up. I was like, I can't. I don't wanna. No, but this is the first season and it's going amazing. Everybody's so friendly, nice, and everything's going good. People are loving it. I can't wait till everybody gets to see it. You know, there's amazing people out there. I keep meeting more every day and I get totally impressed by them. And like, the hardest thing about this is like to show people that like it is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be like intrusive, I'm not trying to like hurt anybody's feelings, I'm just trying to get the information out there so that people can learn and see that there's other things about life, because a lot of people I feel like they're very they don't really like to do things, you know, and they don't see the amazing people that I have been blessed to know and see and meet, and like I want everybody to be exposed by those beautiful things that I keep running into by accident.
Likewise,
you know?
we met you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
It's so
amazing.
random. Life is a very random place, and there's lots of great things happening, and like everybody should be helping each other, but everybody's always like, I don't know. The worst energy I think is the people who are very selfish, and they're taking and taking and taking, and they're just. I like to think of it as them like stuffing a bag full of stuff to just put over their shoulder, when like I would like to have a bag full of stuff and just give people stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
There's just, like to see people smile, because I'm a baker in real life. My real job, and giving people cookies and seeing them smile is probably one of my favorite things to do.
That's great.
Yeah. So that's why the whole cooking thing.
So
bring
your
it in there.
cookies is like my art.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When I cook for a group of people and to see them like happy and like healthy and fed,
You should cook for me one time.
I will.
For
I'm
one of
actually.
my art shows.
I will. I definitely will. Do some catering. Steve can help.
Great.
But we are going to be making some sushi because it's edible art for you, with your inspiration.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it is going to be great. Hopefully, you get some. And then.
Same stuff.
I will. I always say that. Nobody's going to like. It's a pain in the ass. But I swear to God, I'll do it. I'll cook any day. So, I don't know. You have anything you want to say that I didn't cover?
I think you covered it all.
I'm sucking the life out of you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, President Obama and your President Obama art. Why did you do that?
My 2 pieces over there?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Oh, because I'm so proud.
I'm so proud of him too. That's
You
why I
did a
lost my
great
voting
job.
virginity too.
You did a really great job.
I think everybody's giving him too much shit. He's doing it the best he can. He's only one person. There's so much to do, you know. But yeah.
I think he made a lot of people become political these days. I'm still not political at all. I don't really get into it. But my eyes are definitely more open today than I was a before.
So, I don't know. Let's see, what else is there? Is your mom really proud of you for achieving these things and like kind of taking like a risk? Because you're not really doing what everybody else is doing. You know, 9-to-5 job's kind of boring.
Yeah,
You're actually kind of
she's
like
proud. Definitely. What mother wouldn't be proud? She's she supports me a lot, you know.
Don't you have a lot of brothers and sisters?
I have about 7 or 8 of us.
7 or 8, depending on how you're looking at it. There's 1 or 2 I don't really know about. Same with my family. How weird. There's like 5 or 7.
Not all from the same mom and dad.
Yeah, me too.
My mom only had 3 kids. I'm the youngest.
The baby. Me
I'm
too.
the baby.
Me too. When's
The
your
big
birthday?
baby. Are you also the tallest in the family?
No, I'm the shortest.
Yeah.
I'm the midget. They're like, oh, Jolene. I probably shouldn't say that 'cause I'm sure people probably get offended, but I'm pretty short. I'm the shortest, I think. I'm kind of glad.
It's alright to be short.
Yeah, for a girl. I mean, if I was a guy and I was the short, I'd be a little bit more upset. It's like, no, what the hell? You know? Whatever.
Well, I got a lot of short friends.
Well, how tall are you? You're tall, right?
I'm 7 feet.
No, you're you're a giant.
You can't tell though. I'm sitting down.
You should stand up and like walk real close.
So how do we close?
However you want. I mean, where can they find your art?
You can check out my website. Website's acomaart.com. All my contact info's on the website.
So if they wanted to have you do some work for them, or
Yeah, you can just send me an email, or you can reach me by my cell phone number. It's on the website as well.
and you do like pretty much everything, you can pretty much figure out anything.
Yeah. If you wanted a mural for your business, for your home, I'll come right to your home and I could give you an estimate on the spot. It's a free estimate. Let you know how much a mural would cost, and we could discuss different ideas.
So even if they wanted to like do like say they wanted to like give somebody something like as a gift, you'd do it for them if they had like an idea and they just want to throw it at you, see if you could produce something. Just it's all in the works, right?
Definitely. Or you can come visit me here in my gallery, which is at 24 Spice Street, Charlestown, Mass, Unit 2.
So if you need to find him, it's acomaart.com, you said?
acomaart.com.
Awesome. And is there anything that you prefer doing over other things? Like if they were to come to you for specializing in such things?
No.
Just kind of
I'm
everything?
pretty open to different ideas, you know. I don't stick to just one style of painting. You know, there's if you wanted an abstract painting and, you know, the colors that work great in your home are purple, I'll make you a purple abstract painting.
Cool.
You know.
All right.
Whatever it is, you know, it's all custom art. You know, I create things for you, you know.
You did, and it's amazing. And I'm very excited about it. You guys are going to see it in the future episodes. Be excited, you guys. I am. I don't really care if you are anymore. Just kidding, I do. I am kind of mean, huh?
You're mean, Jolene.
That's because I'm the queen, you know, of the machine. I really
You know,
like
last
color
night I
green.
ate rice and beans.
I did too. I love rice and beans. Mexican's my favorite. What's your favorite kind of food?
I don't have a favorite.
You just like it all?
Yeah, I like it all.
Yeah. It's kind of a good way to go. You're always surprised. Get anything you want. Alright, well, thanks for tuning in today, and stay tuned for the sushi. So, stay tuned, you guys, and thanks as always.
Bye-bye.
Hi everybody, welcome to the kitchen. I hope you enjoyed that wonderful interview with Alvin, and I hope that you will love this recipe. We're going to make some edible art for him, which is sushi. I don't know if you've ever seen it before, I'm sure you're familiar with it, but I'm going to show you how to roll some so you can make some at home so you don't have to go out and spend a ton of money. You just make it at home and it's going to be delicious. For today's sushi, we're actually going to make a very simple salmon and tuna nori roll. It's very easy, and I'm going to add a little bit of cucumber in there for a little bit of crunch, a little bit of sweetness. And for this sushi, all you're going to need is some nori rolls, sushi rice, which is a short grain rice, whatever fish you're choosing to use this day, whether it be tuna or salmon, it doesn't matter. Some rice wine vinegar, which is a sweet vinegar, some soy sauce, and some wasabi paste. First thing you're going to want to do when making sushi is wash off your rice. So, you're going to take your sushi rice, pour it into a bowl, take some cold water, and rinse it off. So now that we have our sushi rice washed, we're going to pour this into a pan that has a fitted lid, and we're going to use equal parts water and rice. Bring it to a boil. As soon as it gets to a boil, we're going to stir it and bring it back down to a simmer and let it cook until all the water is cooked out. While the rice is cooking, we're going to make a mixture of rice wine vinegar, salt, and sugar, just as a coating to sweeten up the rice a little bit and make it a little bit stickier and sweeter inside of our sushi. This mixture is 2 parts rice wine vinegar, 2 parts sugar, and 1 part salt. So first what we're going to do is cut our ready-to-eat foods, which is our cucumber, so that we do not contaminate our cutting board with our raw fish. So we're going to prepare our cucumbers by julienning them, which is long, thin strips so that we can fit it inside of our sushi. Now that we've julienned our cucumber, we're going to now prepare our fish and julienne that as well. Okay, and when cutting your fish, you want to go against the grain. So now that we have all of our insides prepared and julienned, I'm going to put this in the fridge to cool it down and make sure that it stays as crisp and delicious as possible. Now, if you're not a fan of worrying about the foodborne illnesses, or you don't want to eat raw fish and you're just not going to venture down that path, that is okay. You can always do the exact same thing with the rice and the exact same technique that I'm going to show you in a little bit with vegetables. You can use cucumbers, avocados, carrots, whatever you like, and you can just peppers, you can put them in there and it will taste just as delicious and it will be the exact same idea. So be brave. So now that our sushi rice is cooked, we're going to take it from the pot and put it into a glass bowl. You're going to either want a glass bowl or a wooden bowl, and then we're going to push it around and cool it down so that it's workable and we can start building our sushi. So we swapped bowls because it didn't have enough surface area where we had the rice before. Now we're cooling it down. We want all this to get to about room temperature. So we're going to push it around so it has some time to chill out. So what we're going to do now, since the rice is at a good temperature, it's about room temperature, a little bit hotter, we're going to put our syrup on top of rice wine vinegar, sugar, and salt. So now we have all of our components. We're going to put them all together and roll some delicious art. So I'm going to start with our rice. I'm going to lay it across. We're only doing half of the nori roll. So you're going to keep it down at this part. And it's sticky rice, so it's going to be sticky. One other thing that you're going to want to have while rolling sushi is a little bit of water spiked with a little bit of the rice wine vinegar. So we're going to continue rolling our sushi. I'm going to lay out a little bit more rice all the way to the edge of one of the sides, but down at the bottom. All right. So Next thing to go on here is some wasabi. Take our wasabi paste, and only gonna want a little bit of this because this is kind of spicy, so I'm gonna run that across here. There we go, for a little extra flavor. Now we're gonna start laying all of our components. Start with the ready to eat. Okay, now we're ready to roll. So what you do is you pick it up, you roll it over itself, squeeze, and then continue rolling. Roll it out. Cut in half with a sawing motion all the way across. Now line them up together. Alright, so the last one we made was tuna, and now we're going to move on to our salmon. Same idea. Take your rice, your wasabi paste, cucumber, whoop. Thanks for tuning in today. From everybody here at Lifestyles of the Interesting and Infamous, we hope you have a deliciously interesting day. And always remember, don't be afraid to make art out of your food or whatever it be. I support you, and have a wonderful day today.